The New York Giants return home to MetLife Stadium to host the Dallas Cowboys in week 4 of the NFL season. The Dallas Cowboys, in the midst of a 2-game losing streak, both losses coming at home. The New York Giants coming off a big win against the Cleveland Browns. I'm Patricia Traina of New York Giants on SI, joined by Brandon Olson. And Brandon, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, what has been the biggest problem for them as they're coming off this 2-game losing streak?
I think a big part of it has just been their run game is they insist on trying to run the football, and their run blocking has just been so poor throughout the entirety of the season. And then you look at this past weekend, they were kind of like, hey, let's abandon the run a bit. Let's start throwing it. And they got significantly better. I feel like the issue in Dallas right now is a coaching issue. Like, you look at that roster, it's not a bad roster, but they are clearly underperforming right now.
When you look at the Giants, who are coming off of the big win against Cleveland, where did New York take the biggest step forward?
I think the defensive adjustments really helped them. It was a different game plan. It was a much more aggressive game plan by Shane Bowen this week. They had their highest blitz rate of the season, up over 50%, which in week 1, if I'm not mistaken, was 19% blitz rate. In week 2 was about 32%. And then now week 3, they were up at I think 53%. So they got really aggressive there. It worked. They were creative blitzes. I mean, we saw basically everybody get involved in the pass rush plan, and it clearly caused some issues for Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns offensive line. And it's not great to go, hey, we have to blitz to generate pressure. But if you can generate pressure without sacrificing coverage on the back end, which is what the Giants did against Cleveland Browns, then that's a great opportunity to have when you can basically have 10 viable pass rushing threats every play.
Now, the Giants, they're a little banged up in the defensive secondary. They've got 3 potential slot cornerbacks who are dealing with injuries: Adoree Jackson, Drew Phillips, and Nick McLeod. What is your concern level regarding those injuries, especially with CeeDee Lamb, who's one of the better slot receivers in the league, coming in?
Yeah, I'd put that concern at about a 7 right now. I mean, Dallas's passing attack's good. We know that. CeeDee Lamb is going to work out of the slot quite a bit. We know that. And yeah, if you're not prepped, playing this game on a Thursday really is just a bad luck draw there with dealing with injuries and a short turnaround. Everybody's going to be gassed as it is. I mean, look at last week on Thursday Night Football. The Patriots just looked flat the entire time after playing a physical game on Sunday the week before. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat that one. Covering CeeDee Lamb isn't going to be easy, but also covering someone like Brandon Cooks or Kevonta Turpin deep, they're going to run on you. They're just going to run on you, and the receivers are built to do that better than the DBs, especially when the Giants have limited rotations they can work with.
And then finally, Brandon, the Cowboys have gotten the better of the Giants. I think they're like 13-1 against the Giants, dating back to, I want to say, 2017. Where can the Giants take advantage of this matchup to maybe pull out the win?
Yeah, I think it's winning on early downs. We know that the Cowboys are a good passing team, but they seem pretty intent on running on early downs. And so you win those early downs. Obviously, you still have to defend the pass, but if you could force them into, hey, it's 3rd and long, you need to either throw past the sticks or pretty much throw behind the line and hope that you could pick up yards after catch there. I think winning those early downs is going to be crucial for this game.
He is Brandon Olson. I'm Patricia Traina. You can find us both on New York Giants on SI.com.